Nick Cannon says he feels guilty not spending enough time with his 11 children, 12 on the way. Number 12 is on the way. And I am wearing my Alexi Full Resting Grinch Face pajama. Go over to Alexi Full Boutique and pick yours up. Because I'm like, Nick Cannon, why did you make 11 children? Right? We know him and Mariah was married. And so we're not going to count those two because those were conceived in the holy matrimony of of marriage, okay? And then what happened to him. And all of a sudden he starts doing this thing in the Black community that it is right above crime. It's right above murder, okay? It's making all these babies with multiple different women and just spread it. And now when it comes to special occasions like Thanksgiving and Christmas, that is only one day, he doesn't have enough time to spend with his children. Wait until it's prom and graduation, okay? Because I remember my father in the faith, Bishop Bradshaw, Pastor Bradshaw and Bishop Bradshaw, when it was prom, he would come to each of our homes. He would meet the young man, and he would put a very expensive piece of chocolate in his pocket and say, I want you to enjoy this piece of chocolate because that's the only thing sweet you gonna get tonight. Then he would dash off and try to get to somebody else's house because it was about 4 or 5 of us in the same age group that was probably having prom at the same time, at least 2. I remember one time it was like 3 of us having proms, and he was just going from house to house. And he said, don't you let that young man leave until I come over there and talk to him. And so Nick Cannon is now saying, I regret not spending enough time. And I'm like, well, why did you have all them babies, Nick? We gonna excuse the 2 you have in marriage. That's all you should have had. That is all you should have had. And if y'all don't know, cousins, I am a conspiracy theorist believer. Like this big, gigantic conspiracy theories that's out here. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly. I believe it. My husband laughed at me. I believe it. And you know what the conspiracy theorists are saying? What happened with Nick? Why he's popping all these babies out? Because right above there is murder and grape. I think grape is higher than taking somebody out. Don't you think so? I don't know which one is higher. But right above those 2 crimes, there is popping babies out with multiple women or men in the Black community, which is running the numbers up. And I believe the conspiracy theory out there about these babies. If you don't know what it is, I ain't gonna say what it is, but you can Google it. I believe it about Nick wholeheartedly. He messed with them people, and they was like, okay, we gonna get you. You could come back to your job, but this is gonna be your payment. You gonna run all over here and have them pop all these babies out because it makes no sense. Let's say he had the health issue and he's creating these children for the health issue. You need 12. You need take away Mariah too. You need 10 more. And God knows how many other babies are out there that we don't know about. And now the baby mamas are all crying, but foolish woman, why did you spread your legs to Nick Cannon, who have all these children? And all the ghetto Black folks in the groups that has no knowledge of wisdom about finances and generational wealth is talking about at least he got the money. See, only foolish people think being a father is all about money. It is so much more than about money. All right. I love you. It's Saturday morning thank you for your love and support. Be sure to check my video out I did yesterday evening on heaven and hell. Where did your loved one go? And we talked about heaven. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about hell, because people don't like to talk about hell. They only think about heaven. But let me tell you, there is no heaven without hell. Okay, if there's a heaven, there's a hell. If there ain't no hell, there ain't no heaven. So I'm going to talk about that for all the people who love to put their loved ones in heaven, who did not make a decision for heaven before they died. I absolutely love you. I am wearing my Resting Grinch face, Alexa full Resting Grinch pajamas. It took me a long time to find these. But I still have a few over there. So run on over there, pick yours up. The girls at the job already took most of them. So I absolutely love you and adore you. Be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. I'm going to read that article on Nick Cannon, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how being a father is not only about money. Okay, it's a whole lot more. Have you received your sample of the husband profile? If you did not, email me so that I can make sure to get yours over to you. But if you go over to Janice Hilton and sign up, Janice Hilton Mentor, and sign up, you should get it. I think that's the way it works. If you sign up over there, you will get it. So be sure to run on over there. Husband profile course is coming out very soon. Supposed to begin January 8th. I might push it back a week, because I know I have about 2 girls that's on vacation. So I might push it back to the following Sunday. And the dating is for Data book is coming very soon. It was getting ready to go to pub print, and I was like, I'm not really happy about these 2 things. And so I basically changed a few things or added some things with my editor. And so that's just going again. So I absolutely love you and adore you. Okay. So according to page 6, Nick Cannon did an interview on something. Shout out to page 6, and it says, Nick Cannon, I feel guilty for not spending enough time with all 11 children. Of course, it's very hard to split your time with 11 children. It's hard to split your time with 5 kids. Okay. And like I was saying, the Black people in the comments, in the groups, it's as long as he can afford it. But what about time? Okay. See, this is why I think for years, for centuries, stay-at-home moms or wives in general has been robbed, because the husband goes out, work one job, come home, sit in front of the TV, and you do everything with the kids. You clean the house, you prepare meals, you do school. If they don't want to pay for daycare or preschool. Okay. In my city, preschool is free. In the city over across me, preschool they have to pay. And so a lot of the girls at the job, they either move over here temporarily to get an address, or they pay. When little Michael was going to preschool, the same preschool little Michael was going to, the girls that live outside of the city would have to pay $150 a week. $150 a week to pay for their children to go to preschool, the same preschool my little boy was going to for free, because I lived in the city. How much is that? 150 times 5 is how much? Okay. And so a lot of parents might not want to pay for preschool. You might decide you want to teach your child at home. I know lots of people who choose to teach the kids at home. And so your husband comes home, sits on the couch, you teach the school, you take care of the kids, you take care of the home, the laundry, you make meals, you do activities, you give him baths, you read, and he only goes to work and sit on the couch when he comes home. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a husband that was involved. And I understand not cleaning and washing and stuff like that, but you will help me with these children. And so perfect example was some time back, my husband got a call about a job that was a whole lot more. I mean, A whole lot more, and that's one of the factors of high value. I know with the black people, we only think high value is about money, but there are 6 or 7 factors when it comes to a high value man, and that includes network, where somebody can see something and call him and say, "Hey, Mike, listen, there's this position at this very prestigious organization." And I mean, y'all, it was a lot more money. When I say a lot more money, it was a whole lot more money that he was making, and what, it was a lot. And so, we talked about it. Ladies, get a husband that will come to you and say, "What do you think about this?" And so I said, "Well, I really appreciate the time that you have to be at home, or can just take off, or don't have to go into the office, or wasn't traveling as much as you were, to help me with little Michael." And he was getting older at that time. And I said to him, he's getting older, and it's coming time for him to do a lot of extracurriculum activities. And I really appreciate you being able to just take off when you want to take off, or work from home when you want to work from home, or I really appreciated that. And he said he agreed with me. We talked about it and said the time was more precious to us than the money, right? So in the end, we chose the time that he could just not go into the office, work from home, and take little Michael to activities, or take little Michael to his doctor's appointment. So my husband would take little Michael to the doctor's appointment, and I would take Lexi, because Lexi has a lot of doctor's appointment. I appreciate that time. And look, this year, little Michael he was doing tutoring on Monday night. We switch it to Tuesday, because now he was doing basketball on Monday night, go to tutoring on Tuesdays. Every other Wednesday morning, he went to dancing at the school, and virtual tutoring on used to be Thursday, now switch it to Friday, and piano on Saturday. And so my husband didn't have a schedule that he could be flexible to help me. I would have to do all those things all by myself. And no, little Michael don't have to do all those things, but it's a part of growing up that he is able to do the extracurricular activity that he needs to do, because it's a part of growing up. See, wealth is not only about money, but it's about choices and options, and the lifestyle you are able to afford your children. I don't want little Michael to want to do something that he can't do, that's going to help him because that mommy's too busy or daddy's too busy. And I am not one of those mom who believe mommy should be the only one running around with the kids. So I chose a husband that would be involved. I chose a husband who I talked to. Tell me about your parents and how you was raised up, and what did your father do with you? And my husband said his father taught him how to cook. His mom would bake, and his dad taught him how to cook. And so my husband to this day loves to cook, had a restaurant and everything and stuff like that. So ladies, when you are choosing your husband, these are things you must talk to him about. Is he the man that said, "I work one job, come home, sit on the couch, you do everything with the kids, and then you're going to cry about it later"? No, no, no. You need to choose somebody who thinks about you and says, "Well, I need to curve out some more time for being home, or to help with the children." Like today, my husband will take the kids to piano lessons. Well, he said he needs to stay home and work. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll take them to piano lessons. And so Nick Cannon is now seen after 11 children. We're going to take away Mariah too, because they was married. That you are feeling guilty, because how do you make it to all the baby mama's house on Christmas morning to open up the gifts? It's just not going to happen. And there was an article on Share that she wants him to spend with her children. As he should. They were married when they had those children. And so now, he did this interview, and he said Nick Cannon admitted he feels guilt over not being able to spend enough time with his enormous brood of children. Enormous broad. The Masked Singer host currently has 11 children with a 12th on the way and is struggling to keep up with the canons and balance his career. Being a father of multiple kids is always the biggest guilt on me is that I don't get to spend enough time with all my children. Cannon said during an episode of Paramount's The Checkup with Dr. Angus. And yes, this foolish woman are still popping babies out with. They're still spreading in love. One, because I'm constantly working, and two, because I'm just spread thin. He continued, but here he is still having children. Nick Cannon admitted he feels guilt about not being able to spend enough time with his kids. Cannon, 42, shares 11-year-old twins Moroccan and Monroe with ex-wife Mariah Carey. He shares 3 kids with ex Brittany Bell, Golden Princess and Rise. He also shares 18-month-old twins, sons Zion and Zillion, and daughter beautiful Zephyrin and child. Too many to look at this. Too many children. Too many children. Yesterday, even though I wasn't feeling well, but I pressed my way to go to little Michael's little Christmas concert. How do you go to all the Christmas concert on the day? And here just had another one, right? Just had another one. So, I feel sorry for him, and I believe the conspiracy theory that's out there. I'm sorry. It makes no sense. Nick Cannon is out here having all these babies with all these different multiple women. And here's the article from Shade Room. This was earlier this week, where it says Mariah Carey allegedly asked Nick Cannon to carve out time for her 2 kids. Of course, they're getting older, and you need to spend more time with them, and they're growing up so fast, and it's like, oh my God. And as he should, and while Nick Cannon is busy expanding his ever-growing army of offspring, Mariah Carey allegedly wants him to step in up with his firstborn children, as he should. As he should. These kids were created in the marriage bond. According to Radar Online, Mimi is pressing Nick to carve out more time for the 11-year-old twins. My neighbor's sending pictures of the kids at their little concert yesterday. Okay, as the co-parents whose divorce was finalized back in 2000 are in the midst of raising preteens in the limelight, it sounds like Mariah wants to ensure they keep solid foundation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when they start getting those teenage years. Girl, let me tell you. Even though, I don't have any bad experience. I was with me and Lexi's pretty close. They need more time. You need, and there's only one Christmas morning. Okay, there's just only one, and little time is needed. And so I feel sorry for him. And after 2 kids, he should have just went ahead and clip, not unless he really just didn't want to. So I really do feel sorry for him, and we need to pray for Nick, y'all. Let me show y'all little Michael, little show from yesterday. Okay, how these are the things, because there's just too many children. Lord, I know y'all gonna talk about me because I was talking about my own self with the camera, child. It was just shaking. I don't know. Maybe I was nervous as Okay, there's a little Michael. Both me and Big Mike was there yesterday. See little Michael do his little thing. Look at little Michael. Let me rewind it so y'all can see little Michael do his little thing. Did y'all see that? See little Michael? That's little Michael doing his little thing. Little Michael got rhythm, honey. These are the things Nick Cannon is missing. Because you can't make it to all of them. Look at Lil Michael. Look at Lil Michael. Go, Michael. You know Lil Michael got ribbon, honey. He got his ribbon from his mom. My girlfriend said, girl, he's the littlest one in the class. Look at Lil Michael. Lil Michael got ribbon. Go ahead, Lil Michael. See, this is all the stuff you miss when you're spread too thin. You can't make it to the kids' recitals and stuff. Baby. Yeah. Oh, they did great. That's me in the background. That's me. That's me in the background. Oh, there's the teacher. She's so sweet. Oh my God. I wish he would have her for the rest of his time there at the school. Michael. These are all the things you miss. He's missing because how do you make it? How do you make it to 11 kids recital? Let's take away Mariah too. Those are those he got in marriage, and you should always make sure you go to those. But these are the things you miss when you're spread too thin or you don't have enough time. And you just can't. And we need to pray for Nick. Nick, don't have no more babies. I hope you have fulfilled your quota with the conspiracy people, and that you will not just go on down to the doctor and snip. As a matter of fact, just cut it off, okay? Because you right now with somebody else own your thing, because it just makes no sense why he's having those babies. But I believe the conspiracy theory is what the people is saying. I love you. Let me know what you think. I really feel sorry for you. I'm gonna be praying. I got my oil. Where's my oil? I got my oil. I gotta pray for Nick, okay? So you should pray for everybody. Yeah, we got to pray. We got to pray. I love you. Let me know what you think. Love you. Remember to ready for husband dating is for dating, and the husband profile is for you. Should pick it up on Janice Hilton Mentoring. Love you. Talk to you later. If you didn't get it, email me. Bye. And remember to check out Alexa Full Boutique. Get your resting Grinch face pajamas. Love you. Bye.